Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe it. The link for subscription is already there, and please do press the bell icon so that you get the latest notifications whenever I upload any video. This video I'm creating for SQL or database developers, especially for SQL Server, where they would use expression called as a common table expression, or CTE, popularly known as. So we'll talk about what CTE is all about, and we'll also practically see in this video how we can use this CTE as a powerful expression to get multiple types of things done within SQL Server. Now, before diving it into the actual practical stuff, let's firstly see what CTE is all about. CTE is also commonly known as common table expressions, and it can be thought of as a temporary result set that can be defined within the execution scope of a single select or insert or update or any DML query. CT is not stored permanently as an object and only lasts for the duration of the query. So typically it's a kind of a data set that you get. You can use that data set as a temporary data set or as a temporary table, not exactly as a temporary table per se, because I'm just using a temporary table words in this, but it does not reside permanently. So it's a kind of a temporary data set, and till the time you execute that within the query reference, it exists. CT could be self-referenced, or it could be referenced multiple times within the same query. And in simple layman's terms, CT basically provides data at the runtime. So we can join multiple tables to actually create a common table expression, and then can further be joined with some another select query or delete query or something else. So this is enough of the theory. I think so once you actually see how CT is implemented, CT could be more understood in a well-fashioned way. So stay tuned, guys. I'll be actually demonstrating how to use common table expression in SQL Server. So let's see how we can practically use CT for different perspectives. I'll show you CT in two forms. One with the select query to get something, like sometimes we have a requirement for a special data structure that we need to generate, and secondly we'll use CT in the form of a delete query also. So let's say as already I'm showing it in the previous videos also, there are two tables which I'm using, which is an EMP and a department table. Now these two tables are primarily the Oracle tables that I have copied as a script and created them in the SQL Server. So they are linked by primary key foreign key relationship, that's also known as a referential integrity, with the help of a column called as department number. So you could see there is a department number over here, which is in the DPT table with department name and location, and then all the employees who are working in this, they get a department number which is linked by this. Now let's say if I want to display all the departments with D names and locations, but I also want to display the total number of employees working in that. So now the employees information is actually coming from the EMP table, and then the department name, department location or anything, that's coming from DPT table. And because we want to display the total number of employees, we want to kind of use some kind of a group by expression. So it sometimes becomes difficult to kind of join it in a single query. So what we can use over here is to use the common table expressions. So for writing a common table expression, I can say with, and I'm just gonna define a common table expression name, my CTE, and let's say I want to define a department number, and then I want to define a total count of employees, right? So that's what we need. We need only two columns, and I say as. So once as is defined, then you actually define the query that generates the CTE. So I'll say select department number, and then I'll say count, I'll say star from EMP, and then I want to group it by employee number, and then yes, so I'm just trying to group it by, not by employee number, rather by department number. Now, this is what my inner query is. So these two columns are going to be generated. DPT number gets mapped into this, and count, this one gets mapped into this. Now, if I say select star from my CTE, because it's a data set that will get, so you'll actually get the result set and see it for your action. Now, if you see, it actually gets all the employees with the department number. 10 has 3, 20 has 5 employees, and 30 has 6. Now, if I want to use this to display the department name and location information also, so I could just modify that and use join with the common table expression to get that information. So I'll say from the department, I want to have a department number. From the department table, I want to have a D name. From the department, I want to get our location from DPT, and then I would say from DPT and my CTE. These are the two tables where I want to get the information, and I also want to get my CTE dot total count of employees. That's the column which I want. And then what would be the condition for joining is where DPT dot department number is equal to my CTE dot department number. Now, if I run this query now, you select this all, run this query. So you get the same information, but with more information attached to it. Just like we used common table expression, we used join to join a table with a common table expression and then get that information on the fly. So this way you could reference these common table expressions on multiple cases within select, within delete, or any other DML query. Now, this is where we have used the common table expression within, I would say, within select query. Now, if I want to use this common table expression within our delete query, so we can also use that. Now, for the delete query purposes, let's say we have another table, select star from test. Now, if I run this query, so we'll get some data, like there are two columns. One is the ID and one is the country. And if you see, the country is kind of repeated again and again. There are some India, US, Canada, France, and so on, but the ID is different. Now, what we want to do is, in certain cases where the database developers are given a task to remove all the duplicate rows and keep the only first row within the same table. This is normally a question also being asked in the interviews, as how you would remove all the duplicate rows keeping the first row intact. So we could use common table expression in this case also, and how we can identify that is, or how we could use it here is, so what we can do here is, so I'm just gonna remove this. So we'll just create another one. So I'll say with my CTE, and I need an ID. I need, let's say, a country, and then I would say row number, right? So I'm generating 3 columns within a common table expression. And then what I say is select ID, country, and I need a row number, right? So you could use a row number with the help of row number function over, and I'm just gonna use a partition. Why I'm using a partition? Because I can create partitions for countries, like India is one partition, US is another, because there are distinct values. So by country, and I'll say partition by country and order by country, so that it's being ordered in the ascending order from test table, right? Now let's try running this. So select star from my CTE. So let's see what it generates for us. If I run this query, so you could see there is a row number which is like 1, 2 for one particular partition of a country called as Canada. Then for France, 1, 2, 3. So there is 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. Numbering is done for a France partition, and same for the other countries also. Now, because I have a row number now, and I don't need the ID column over here, which is an individual one given to that. So what I can do here is I can just use this row number to delete this one. So in order to delete here, what I could do here is, so delete, I could just use delete from my CTE where row number, let's say, not equal to 1. Now, if I just delete this one and I just want to see which rows are there, so I could just go over there and then delete so. So let's try running this query. And then if I just now do this and try running it, select star from my CTE. If I run this, yes. So you would get, now you could see there is only one row number which is there, or India, USA, and this one has been removed because we could just utilize the my common table expression or common table expressions to get that data set, temporary data set, get the row number, divided it out within partitions, and then remove those duplicate rows. So this is how, guys, you could use common table expressions for multiple cases, whether it is select or delete or anything. This delete one is, I was asked one of the questions, the same questions at a very start of my career as a database developer when I started working on that. And I have asked, in fact, I have also asked this question to multiple people out there whom I've interviewed. This could potentially be one of the use cases by which you could solve this. I hope, guys, this video is going to help you around. If you were already knowing about common table expressions, probably it would enhance your knowledge. If you are just starting off with the SQL Server, common table expressions learning would definitely help you to get more relevant information about SQL Server and how you could manipulate those data sets. So stay tuned, guys. I'll be coming back with more videos. Thank you all and wish you all the best. Thank you.